is Thursday. We didn't have to do number 1 because we did it yesterday. Number 2, it says the side of a cube is doubled from its original length. What is the ratio of the volume from the smaller cube to the bigger cube? You just had to come up with cube measurements. I make mine easy. So first of all, you need to say like, how do you find volume? And you need to write this down every single time. Volume equals length times width times height. Another way you can say that, volume is the area times the height, right? Because area is length times width. Or I can say volume equals the base times the height. You need to know all forms of that. I make my life easy. So my first cube, I'm just going to say it's 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. Then I make a second cube and I double the one length. So 2 times 2 is 4, so I did 4 times 4 times 4, and that multiplies as a 16 times 4, which is 64. And I want to go small to big. So I have to go small, which is my 8, to my big, which is my 64. Then I reduce it by 8, and my ratio is 1 to 8. And looking at this, I'm like, I could have gone even easier. I could have made these 1s, and then these 2s. And then I wouldn't have had to reduce at the end. Number 3, what do these angles have to add up to be? What do they have to add up to be? Now, what do we call those? Write it down. Compla. The more you write it down, you're going to get it memorized. So then I just have to show 5x plus x plus 12 equals 90. Then I'm going to draw my line, circle like terms. This adds to 6x. I'm left with plus 12 equals 90. Remember, like we were talking yesterday, I'm going to keep bringing down that equal sign every single step of the way. Then I'm going to subtract 12, so I'm left with 6x equals 78. And notice I have the equal sign. Then I'm going to divide, because remember, I'll show it at the end. Divide by 6, so x equals 13. So yesterday we were talking about how you can have multiple answers, like check all that apply. This could be one of them, right? This could be one of them, and this could be one of them. So those are your multiple answer choices. Number 4. I want to find, I go to the triangle that I know 2 measurements on, so I know the 25 and the 85. So I do 25 plus 85 equals 110. So then I take 180 minus 110 and I get 70. So this angle right here is 70. So then I have this angle plus 62 plus this. What do they equal? 180. So I take 70 plus 62 equals 132. So then I have 180 minus 132 equals 48. So now I know this angle is 48. So then I do 48 plus 89 equals 137. So then I take 180 minus 137 equals 43 degrees. I do not know if you would be able to get a calculator for a problem like this on the iLearn. You might be able to, because I think what the skill that they're trying to have you know is, do you know that a triangle equals 180 degrees? Do you know that the straight line equals 180 degrees? So you might be able to use a calculator. But even if you're allowed to use that calculator, you're going to want to write it down just to make sure you're not missing a step. And making sure that you're writing it or putting it into that calculator correctly. Because as you've seen, I've made mistakes putting it in the calculator. I've also made mistakes writing it down, right? So just be careful on those. When we have our parallels, what kind of angles are those? This one right here. We have this angle right here, and this angle right here. Are they on the outside or inside? Inside, so they are called interior. And are they on the same side? Nope, they're on opposite sides, so we call that, okay. So you need to write that down. Alternating interior angles. And what are they? What's the relationship of them? What do they do? Do they equal 90? Do they equal 180? Do they equal each other? Guys, what do they do? Okay, write that down. Equal each other. And then what I do, and the way I kind of figured out, because honestly, it's been a while since I had done this, I just look, okay, my angle is here, this angle is here, but this angle right here is the same as this angle right here. So this, I'm going to say, is angle A, is the same as angle A here. And then I know these are vertical angles, right? And then I say, okay, vertical angles equal each other. Does that make sense? So you may forget what they do, but just think about where the relationship is or where they're positioned at. So then I have 9x plus 5 equals, that's an 8, right? 8x plus 15. Draw my line. I'm going to leave the 9x, so I'm going to subtract the 5 from both sides. That equals 9x equals 8x plus 10. Then I'm going to subtract 8x, subtract 8x. 9 minus 8 is 1. X equals, bring down my 10. So I would just say x equals 10. Number 6. Jan found that 12 of the 50 people he surveyed like lemon in their tea. So 12 out of 50. How many of the 4,500 people in this town would you expect to also like lemon in their tea? So I have to make this an equivalent ratio. So where does the 4,500 go? Top or bottom? Okay? And so this is my x. If you know, some of you can figure it out. 50 times what gives me 95? Does anybody know? 90, because I just think this. Take out my zeros. Okay, 5 goes into 45 9 times, but I have to add that 0. But if you don't know that, you do cross multiplication. So now I have 50 x equals, I need to do the 4,500 times 12, 54,000, divide by 50, divide by 50, so x equals 1,080. Yes?